Hello, it's Friday, 5 o'clock, and welcome to Ginny's Gin live stream. I'm Ginny, and my husband Rob is going to join us in a bit and do a cocktail. We formed Ginny's Gin a few years ago with our fearless partners in crime and our dear friends Amy and Jeff Close. It's been a little cooler here in Sonoma County this past week, and we've been watching the fog roll in into the Russian River Valley. And as I was watching the fog, it made me think of this cocktail called the Fog Cutter. So the Fog Cutter is a particularly boozy vintage tiki cocktail. And supposedly it was invented by Victor Bergeron, and he was the founder of Trader Vic's. So that was his nickname, Trader Vic's. And I think in their heyday, back in the 50s and 60s, when the tiki culture was a fad, they had, I believe, as many as 25 Trader Vic's around the world. And I think today they still have quite a few as well. I know I think there's 3 in the United States, but they have them as far-flung as the Seychelles, and I was just looking back here, the Middle East, and then also in East Asia as well. So as I say, it's a very boozy cocktail. In fact, I'm going to read you something because I thought it was kind of cool. So Trader Vic's actually did, in 1972, they redid their bartender's guide. And in there's this quote, and it says, "Fog cutter hell. After 2 of these, you won't even see the stuff." And then they also had an official Trader Vic's drink menu postcard from the 1940s. And it lists a fog cutter cocktail and reads, "What a sneaker, positively only 2 to a person." Really, I don't see why people buy them. But you know what, some days we've had a bad day, then maybe you need a really boozy cocktail. Maybe you had a really bad week, maybe you need 2. So without further ado, I'm going to mix this up. Gin, in fact, in this cocktail is not sort of the lead character, if you like. Most tiki drinks have, the main ingredient is rum. So in this case, it is rum as well. But the next in line is the gin. You could always up the amount of gin if you wanted to, I guess. That's fine too. So let's start with the rum. We're going to do 1.5 ounces of white rum. In this case, I have Bacardi. What's that?
I turned the label away.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay, so what did I say? 1.5. I might put 2 in. There we go. Of the rum. And we've got some nice cold gin. I'm going to do 1 ounce of gin. It calls for 1/2 ounce, but I'm going to put 1 ounce of gin in there.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's all good.
Extra boozy.
Extra boozy. Extra Ginny's gin. Okay, there's the gin. And then we add in 1/2 ounce of brandy. So you can see where this is going. Cognac, in this case. This is a really fine French brandy. It's cognac. It's probably too nice for this cocktail, but hey, all good. And there's the brandy, 1/2 ounce. There we go. And then we're going to take 2 ounces of orange juice, freshly squeezed orange. Okay, there we go. 2 ounces, yeah. I mean, you can buy the freshly squeezed, in a jar as well, I guess, if you want to. And I actually didn't have oranges, so I'm using mandarin, but I think it's okay. As long as they're nice and sweet. That's all good. Let me get that one out from here. Okay. And that's it, more orange. So, 2 of the orange. This actually, I'm going to shake it up, but you could also blend it. So you could do this as a blended cocktail. And if you had, friends over, if you're social distancing with your friends outside on the patio deck or whatever by the pool,
yeah.
You could
pour it in a blender.
Yeah, put it in a blender and well, good. Okay, so there's the orange, and then it calls for 1 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon.
Big drink. It's a lot of volume with that drink.
Yeah. It's, we may get more than 1 out of here, actually. Okay, I'm making sure there's no pips in there. Let's see, is that one yet? Nearly. Just a little more than 1/2 a lemon, it looks like. A bit more. freshly squeezed lemon. All right. And then I think you've seen Rob make the orgeat before, which is the almond syrup.
And I did a tiki drink last week, so we have.
That's right. So we have orgeat left over from
2 weeks.
Yeah, left over from before. Half an ounce of the orgeat. There we go.
Orgeat.
Yes. It's good. Actually, this is smelling really good. Okay, so that's it. So we've got rum, gin, brandy, orange juice, lemon juice, orgeat, the almond flavored. Oh, you did almond, didn't? Oh, did you almond?
It's almond.
It is almond. Okay. All right, we're going to put some ice in here. Oh, do you mind grabbing me some ice, honey? Sorry, I've only got the crushed ice. We're going to put the ice in, and then shake it up and pour it into. This is a Collins glass, a tall glass. They did, in fact, Trader Vic's had a ceramic tiki mug that was specifically for the fog cutter. I don't have one of those. I did actually look online, and they're selling them for like $30. Thanks, honey. And there's crushed ice. You can do regular ice or crushed ice, or you can, as I say, do it in a blender as well. Like that. Okay, let's shake this up. It's sort of like a Long Island iced tea, really, isn't it? Okay, I'm doing it in my mason jar, which obviously you can use a shaker if you want to. There we go. Starting to feel very Polynesian. Okay, I'm actually looking forward to this drink today. Okay, so
Me too.
yeah, Rob, we've been doing some renovation in the house, and Rob took a little tumble while he was taking something out, and so he's going to have some pills. And
I took 2 Aleve and it's not
like
working.
this. Pretty colour. Okay.
Beautiful.
So, and we're going to put a little mint sprig on top. There we go. Like that. Really simple. Very refreshing, and I'm looking forward to it taking all the pain away, right? Cheers.
Can't hear it. Good.
Yeah, he wants to see if it tastes good. Yeah. Take a big slug. Is it good?
Good.
Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, Rob, take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to just put this.
Over the top?
No. The replacement.
Okay, I'm going to get your glass for you.
I got it already.
Oh, okay.
I'm all set. Okay, hi everybody. So, Ginny was asking me to make something either out of Thai basil, because we have some beautiful Thai basil in the garden right now, and regular basil. As well as we have a kaffir lime leaf tree that's throwing a lot of leaves. But I chose the Thai basil because there's a drink I've been wanting to make, and my favorite cocktail book, I've made a couple of them, over the last 4 months from, is Liquid Intelligence, Dave Arnold, and I have to give him credit because this is his recipe. The funny part about it is that he said to use 5 grams of Thai basil leaves, and in the recipe it says TBD. So I thought it was a drink that was to be determined, like try this. And then I realized last night it's actually TBD is for Thai basil daiquiri. So it's actually a daiquiri recipe, but I'm not using rum, I'm using gin. And so it's a...
Can I interrupt for a second? Sorry, 1 second. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot something.
You're supposed
So
to
the
float
other
on
booze,
top
you're
with your
supposed
spoon.
Where's
need
my
the
spoon?
spoon.
I know, that's fine. So you would use this back of a spoon, but this is a floater, so it's a sherry floater. Yeah, Amontillado.
Amontillado sherry.
I'm sorry, I was just obviously trying to
And
hurry
that
up.
really is like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that smells awesome like that. That's the deal.
Sorry about that. That was pretty bad
No,
mistake.
you got it.
But, oh well, so there we go.
Okay, so Thai basil. So the funny part about the Thai basil recipe is it says to use 5 grams or approximately 7 large Thai basil leaves. Well, Thai basil leaves they're just not big, and so I just weighed out 5 grams, and I didn't count them, but that might be 18 or 20 leaves. So basically, in his book, he does this as a liquid nitrogen muddling, where he does it with basil, or you can do it with parsley, where you use liquid nitrogen, or alternately put it in a blender. So I'm going to do not a blender, but an immersion blender, because it's even easier just for one drink. And so it's really, really simple. So 5 grams or 17 to 20 small Thai basil leaves. you put 2 ounces of Ginny's gin. 1, 2. And then 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. Where's my knife? I got no knife. I forgot to bring a knife.
Here you go.
Thanks, honey. Okay, so cut off the ends, cut it down the middle. I don't really love that lime. All right, this is a better one. Okay. I made this drink 2 nights ago to make sure it was good, and I did it with lime, and it was amazing. I did it with regular basil versus Thai basil, and the Thai basil is crazy good with lime. I made it last night with lemon just to make sure we weren't missing something, and that's really good too. But I do think of the two, the
lime's better.
The lime is the better one, yeah. So just gonna take a whole lime to come up with the 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, and go right to that line right there. So 2 ounces of gin, 5 grams of basil leaves, 3/4 an ounce, and then now we're gonna do our. You could use a blender, and that's awesome, but this will do the same thing. I just thought it would be less noisy. So clearly muddle the heck out of it to get all the yumminess out of there. And then we're just gonna strain it into our chilled shaker. After it's been strained in, then we're going to add the simple syrup, because that would kind of thicken things up, make it a little more difficult to strain, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to let that strain just a sec. It strains out pretty nice, just barely dripping. Now, for your classic daiquiri, it's 3/4 of an ounce of rum and 3/4 an ounce of, two ounces of rum, 3/4 ounce of lime, and 3/4 ounce simple syrup. I made it with 3/4 ounce of simple syrup, and I thought it was just a little bit too sweet, so I'm gonna go for like slightly under 3/4. So just what we call scant 3/4, and there it is. Tiny dash of saline, because that's just how I roll. And then that's the drink, and we're gonna shake it up, and it's beautiful. A little bit of ice.
So a daiquiri is with rum, but obviously this is with gin.
Yeah,
so.
a daiquiri and a gimlet are more or less the exact same drink, except you're replacing gin with rum. And so I've found a lot of really cool drinks that I love that are daiquiri type drinks, but we make them with gin. So yeah, interchangeable.
It's all good. I never met that kind of like.
Here's our chilled glass.
The color on this is super.
The Thai basil has this like anise character, and even people who don't like anise like this drink, or like Thai basil, I should say. And look at the beautiful green color.
Delicious. Woohoo! You're gonna down that one quickly today.
And there is.
And it's so beautiful. The color is so pretty that you really don't need a garnish on that at all. So what do you call it?
Thai basil gimlet.
Thai basil gimlet.
Ginny's Thai basil gimlet.
All right, and Ginny's fog cutter as well. All right, let's have a drink. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.
I thought this was going to be like an okay drink. It's really, really good.
Delish. Cheers. Cheers. It needs the cherry on the top. It's good.
Ooh, that's perfect amount of sugar this time too.
Excellent. Okay.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Cheers. Ooh, that's a really good drink.